Welcome to the series Happiness and Healthy Bodies Go Hand in Hand. In this video, we're going to discuss from the very beginning the different phases in which the things your body go through, and why being healthy is also something that makes you happy, right? So we're going to talk about why physical health and mental health go hand in hand. So let's get started, and I hope that you enjoy this series. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Now, let's just think about yourself. Just think about yourself for a moment. What makes you the happiest? Is it when you have money? Is it when you are getting some promotion at your job? Or is it when you are physically and mentally in the right place? I am going to say when I am physically and mentally in the right place, right? So let's talk about food. When you are not consuming food that is healthy for the body, your body cannot understand what it's taking in. So when you're eating a lot of processed food, a lot of fast food, refined sugar, dairy, red meats, your body doesn't understand those things, right? Because your body was never meant to intake those things. But this is something that we have been taught to believe that our body needs. We're taught to believe that we have to consume meat in order to get protein. We're taught that through the pyramid, right? There's this pyramid of a food pyramid of what we need to eat. And in that food pyramid is dairy, is protein, which they consider to be meat. They didn't give a substitute for that. They just said meat, dairy, and those are things that we don't need to take into our bodies. You see, our bodies are simple and complex at the same time. More complex than simple, but I want you to think of your bodies in this way. You are a very, very, very important high-powered machine, right? And since your body is this high-powered machine, it requires certain things that makes it run well, right? I always give this example. I give the example of a car, right? If you have a very nice luxury car, whether it's a Mercedes, an Audi, a BMW, a Jaguar, Porsche, those cars require, right, for you to maintain them a certain way. They're more expensive, but if you treat the cars right, they'll last longer. Am I correct? So your body, think of your body that way. If you treat your body right by adding nutrients and vitamins and eating the things that your body needs, it's going to respond back to you the same way that nice car is going to respond when you put in the best gas, when you're making sure that it's getting its oil change, when you're making sure if it needs whatever mechanical things it needs. If you tend to that car, it's going to run, it's going to last, and it's going to even run a little bit better because you're giving that car exactly what it needs. Now, can you put regular gas in that car? Absolutely. Will it still run? Absolutely. But will it last? Will it be in a sense happy and content with that? Because no, that high-powered car, that expensive car, that luxury car is meant to have the best gas. You are meant to have the best food. The best food for your body is green leafy vegetables, it's fruit, it's intaking fiber, right? These are the things that your body needs. There's certain minerals that we need. Most of the population is zinc deficient. Why is it that when most people go to the doctor, they are vitamin D deficient, right? We are vitamin D deficient for many reasons. One, they're not in the foods, right? They're being stripped away of those vitamins within our food. But then think about the habits that you may have. Are you going to eat fast food on your lunch breaks? Are you making fast food a family night? Are you making pizzas and all these things part of your daily meal? Are you making these things habits? Because if you are, you're going to find that those foods have no nutritional value. And because it doesn't have nutritional value, your body's going to be lacking things that's going to make it happy. Remember I said in the beginning, right? That your body and happiness, healthy body and happiness go hand in hand. So if you're not taking in things like vitamin D, vitamin B, if you're not getting serotonin and zinc and all of these things that your body craves, it's going to be unhappy. Therefore, it's going to do what? It's going to start doing things and giving you signals and signs, right? You start to become insulin resistant. You start to have a lot of inflammation. Your knees don't feel right. You're walking, you're having issues. That's because you're not giving your body what it needs. And when your body starts to give you signs, you have to pay attention to those signs. It's warning you. It's letting you know, hey, this is not good for me, right? So when you are deficient in those vitamins that I mentioned earlier, which is D, B6, B12, vitamin D3, you start to feel mentally unwell because your brain needs certain things to focus and certain things to be able to have these cognitive movement. And when you don't give your brain what it needs, you start to get mood disorders. So you start to feel moody. Your attitude and your whole vibe changes. That's because you're not giving your brain what it needs in order to function properly. And then those things start to affect you physically. Refined sugar, dairy, red meats, all of these things that they put in a processed food, all of these red dyes and all of these additives and preservatives are hurting your body. It's giving you diseases. It is absolutely the food that we intake, not getting enough exercise, right? Just 20 minutes of exercise every day is going to do wonders for you. You don't have to do a whole lot, but if you are eating correctly, it's going to help you. And if you are insulin resistant, that can just reverse just by what you eat. What you eat is everything. Food will do two things, and I say this all the time. It will hurt you or heal you. Hurt you or heal you. There's no in-betweens. So if you start to eat correct, it's going to make a big difference in how you feel, not just physically, but mentally. Because whatever you start to feel mentally, you start to exhibit physically. The food that every part of your body, and I want you to always remember this, requires nutrients, requires vitamins. Everything you eat should turn into cellular energy, right? Food shouldn't just sit in your stomach. When you're eating red meat and processed food, those foods will just sit, right? Especially if you're not active. If you're eating things that are going to make your cholesterol high, like red meats and eggs, those things are not good for your body. Nothing good has come of people eating those type of foods. What we see now is more people dependent on medications. More people now are dependent on taking things to cover, band-aid a situation. When the best solution for you is to change your diet and to change your lifestyle. Because if you change your diet, if you change your lifestyle, it will change your life. There's so many people that's suffering from so many diseases. These diseases don't have to be permanent. They don't have to be permanent. But it all depends on you. It all depends on how determined you are to feel good, how determined you are to let your body be happy. Because again, a happy body produces a happy mind. The two go hand in hand. Physical happiness is mental happiness. So when we start to be serious about what we're eating, when we eat with intention, intentionally eating things, looking at the ingredients and making sure that what we're putting in our bodies is something of substance, because it should be of substance. You are remember, we talked about you being a very high-powered machine. Do you not deserve the very best? Do you not deserve to eat and be happy? There's a misconception that when you eat healthy, you strip yourself of all these great things. People right away think about, I can't have this anymore. I can't have pizza. I can't. No, you can have these things, right? But you can have them guilt-free if you're eating pizza that you make at home, that you make a crust, right? That is gluten-free. And then you add vegetables. You can add substitute cheeses that taste just as good. You won't even miss it. You can have desserts. You can have dessert. But we can make it a guilt-free way. There's so many good desserts that can be made. I like to take a mango and I like to charcoal that mango. I like to cook it down a little bit. And then I like to add some dairy-free ice cream on top of that with homemade whipped cream. Doesn't that sound good? Doesn't it sound like that will satisfy your craving for something sweet? But think about this. You won't even have cravings for anything. Once you start to eliminate sugar out of your body, you won't even crave those things. And you will appreciate your food so much more because your body will then be happy. We're going to do another part to this video where we're going to talk about once you are diagnosed with something, whether it's PCOS, whether it's fibroids, whether it's arthritis, whether it's endometriitis, no matter what it is, can these things change? And what you can do to change it. Let's talk about that in the next part of this series. The body, happiness, and health, mentally and physically, go hand in hand. Health is true wealth.